There's your culprit, Mr. Pee-Pee Pants himself. So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Thought I would update you this evening. Lots been going on the past 2 days. I haven't made a video. I sort of just set that aside. I've gotten a lot done. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. I want to briefly and quickly update you. Oh, come on, girlfriend. Come on, jump on in, girl. I want to update you on what is going on with me physically. So for the last video that I made, Coachies, it's cool, okay, buddy? The last video that I made 2 days ago, I was talking about your breaking point, right? We were talking about your breaking point, stress, overworking, overdoing, all of these things, right? That's kind of like general advice to give to anybody right now because we are all under an enormous amount of stress. I hope you kind of stick around for the details. I'm going to try to make this very brief and to the point because this isn't really about stress. It is about taking care of yourself. But I think this is a subject that a lot of people are not expecting me to talk about, or the possibilities of things that could happen to you on a farm or a homestead. A lot of new people are getting goats. A lot of new people are getting rabbits. And, you know, you're growing. You're wanting to be more self-reliant. There is a lot of things to learn. And you will, by default, learn as you go. A lot of it is good. Some of it is good to know. But it's a tough lesson sometimes. Are you my buddy? You're my stinky buddy. See? All boy. And he's loving being out here with the girls. So I want to tell you that I'm going to talk about a few things here that I don't think are necessarily graphic. I'm going to use specific language, but it's going to explain things to a lot of people that are new to the homesteading situation. Some of you may have never known this before, heard of this before. It's very important and very normal to know these. It's important for you to know these things, and in the homesteading realm, it's very normal, but, well, let's just talk about it. So this guy right here is my Nubian buck, and he is out here with all of my goats, with the exception of a few girls that I've separated because I don't want them bred. And he is ruling the roost right now, aren't you? Yes, yes. Okay. Okay, Mr. Center of Attention, what are you doing? And look here. Girlfriend, what are you doing, honey? So here's the bottom line. I left you on Thursday talking about how we had just worked ourselves silly. That's a fact. Talking about stress levels. We're all there. Blah, 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 blah. I did not get to go to the Cherokee Speakers dinner, even though I had all my food prepped. I did talk to Miss Lou, and Miss Lou, if you didn't know, is a registered nurse. So she saw what's going on with my legs, and she was like, no, you need to be seen. So, so I got my blessings on that. But here is the deal. So I went to the doctor. The good news is I've lost 9 pounds and was told I was one of the healthiest 46-year-old women they've ever seen. Physically, they did everything. I mean, I am like right where I need to be still. Good, great. But what is going on with the back of my legs was a mystery. My real concern was that I was having a reaction to a tick bite because it's, you know, you just never know, okay? I did have a situation about 10 days ago. I had a tick. There's that. Then I thought, well, maybe I don't think it's poison ivy. I don't think it's poison oak. You know, what's going on? These look like they've whelped up. Do I have whelps? Am I stressed out? And she said, first of all, your tick bite is fine. Let's give it another 30 days. We're going to watch it and pay attention, but I don't think that's it. Number 2, you do not have poison ivy. You do not have poison oak. Definitely not that. You do not have shingles. Everything is looking great. You have come into contact with something. What have you come into contact with over the past 2 days or something? And I sat there and I was like, I haven't trimmed anything. You know, I've been out working in my pants, especially in the mornings. I don't know. I haven't mowed. I mean, it was like this huge mystery, right? And she was going over everything, talking about really thorough. So we assessed how to treat it. If I don't improve, if I don't see more improvement by probably Monday into Tuesday, I'm probably gonna have to go back. But here's the thing. I'm pretty sure I have figured out what has done this to me. I'm not gonna show you the pictures or of my legs. It's kind of bad. It's just the back of my legs. I will give you a visual. I look burned. Basically, I'm burned. If you have ever seen a baby with like really bad diaper rash, that's probably the way to put it. When I had problems about 10 years ago, I got bit by a spider. And I've said this before on videos, that my leg would just out of nowhere, even 6 months later, would just flare up. It's the exact same thing. It feels like a burn. It feels like somebody has burned me, thrown acid, and it's in very specific spots. So we came home, we talked about all the things. By the way, just so you know, I have had shingles in the past, so I know exactly what that's all about. Yes, I have. It's not shingles. It looks like a chemical burn, okay? And it's on very specific spots on the back of both of my legs, basically above where my boots would be, below where a short line would be. So we got home and I told James, I said, we've eliminated this, 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 and this. I said, I know what did this. I am 99% sure I know what has happened to me this week. So here comes in some of the graphic stuff. It's not that bad if you homestead, if you have a farm, if you've been around goats or a lot of different farm animals, or if you hunt, this isn't going to probably shock you. Maybe this has happened to you. So here's the long story short. When I come up here and work my barn, especially in the mornings, sometimes even up through like by noon, depending on what all I'm doing, I'm typically in pants. They may be thin, more like pajama pants, but I'm covered. I also have on socks that go over my pants, and then I will put on my boots, right? Okay. Well, in the evening time like this, if we've gone out during the late afternoon, maybe we had to run some errands or whatever we've done, I've showered that day. Well, it's 90 degrees here. I've put on t-shirt and shorts, whatever. And so when it starts to get about this time, James and I, or one of the boys or whoever, will come up here. We'll put some hay out, or we'll feed, and we'll put this up, or whatever we need to do. The other night, we came out, and I came around over here to feed my goats. And Rip, my buck, came over to greet me. And he circled around the back of my legs a couple of times. And I remember I was like, oh God, I did. I kind of threw a fit. Because he's in rut. If you don't know what that means, basically what that means is he has a lot of interest in the girls out here. He's trying to make them have interest back. And what bucks do is urinate all over themselves. I know, that's disgusting. It's gross. I get it. I will just leave it at that. A lot of animals do this, okay? So that's why when you see gentlemen, they go hunting and they have the stinky scent and all the things that hunters do, they're doing that to draw the deer in, right? So long story short, he's not aggressive. He was just sort of greeting me. You have to understand, which some of you guys may not know, Rip is actually my fourth buck that I've left as being a buck or got as a intact buckling and left him that way so that he could breed to produce more babies, okay? I've had a lot of goats over the years. I've banded them. Basically, castrate them. Oh, okay, I'm going to back up because he is, he's dangerous right now. But Rip is the only one that I have ever had as a 2-day-old buck, a buckling. I bottle fed him till he was 12 weeks. I'm basically like his mom. So he really is, so far, very non-aggressive to us, very sweet. Unlike a lot of the other bucks that I've had intact, they become very aggressive, sometimes dangerous. You have to be very careful. So I didn't really get very close to them. We would always put them in areas where, you know, you weren't close enough to have close contact. So they never rammed us or got near us close enough unless we absolutely had to do something. So him coming up and being like, "Hey, Mom," and I was like, "Oh my gosh." Well, here's the bottom line. He got urine all over the back of my legs. So I threw the food. I came into the barn. I think I did one more thing. I was like, "James, I got to go to the house. It's bad enough that we have this smell up here. I'm taking a shower." He said, "Go on." Went to the house, showered, cleaned up. No problem. No issue. Put the clothes in the laundry, did whatever I needed to do. No big deal. The next morning, after I had done the barn in pants, when I say do the barn, does the feeding, let this out, do all the things that we do. When I went back to the house, that's where I noticed the first area. Didn't understand what was going on. By later in the afternoon, it had gone full blown up the leg. It was on the other leg. And it's not like little blisters, like, you know how poison ivy or poison oak starts out and you have like a blister or two or three? No. It was like whelped up. I mean, it looked like I had almost been scalded and it was whelped up. So I thought it was whelps. I mean, I did. That's literally what it looked like. Well, it's changed. And now it looks like, if you will, almost like if you took an iron and held it to my leg, or if you've ever seen an extreme diaper rash. So basically what's going on is, if you've had a baby, you've seen an extreme diaper rash situation. If you have rabbits, if you have horses, if you have goats, all kinds of different things, that's basically like what you would call, and this is gross, I know it's disgusting, but I want you to know this, it is basically like a urine scald, in my opinion. Now, I have reacted to it, which is very bizarre. Like I said, the thing about it is it is exactly below my short line and above my high sock line. And it is very distinct. It is exactly what it turned into the first day. It's not on my torso, it's not on my wrists, my neck, anywhere else. Haven't reacted to anything. I haven't eaten anything new that I'm aware of. Haven't changed any detergents, soaps, nothing. So that is what is going on with me. And we're watching it. I am doing a little bit better. I'm hoping that it continues to heal. It is very painful. I won't deny that. So this, you know, I look at moments like this, I'm like, why? James just looks at me, he goes, if something weird is going to happen, it's going to happen to you. I think these things are good, however, in one aspect, because it gives you a level of understanding. You know, for example, like, you know, if you've got a baby and it gets a really bad diaper rash, maybe it had, like me, you know, I've had 3 kids, so I understand if they've ever had diarrhea or if they've been sick and they get that rash, guys, it is so painful. It is so bad. This is basically the equivalent of that feeling. It's like a burn. But I started thinking about this in a different way, because at first I thought, I don't want to talk about this because it's disgusting. But at the same time, this is reality on a farm. This is reality on a homestead. You know, here's the thing. I could have been wearing pants. What if he had rubbed up against my arm? You know, I'm not out here, I'm not covered from head to toe in 90-degree weather. Maybe you do that. Maybe that's the smartest thing that you do. Maybe I need to do more of that. Don't deny it. Okay, so believe me, we've changed a lot of things since this has happened. But it's brought a perspective of, what are you allergic to? What are dangers? What are things that you need to have in your medicine cabinet? See, this has brought a whole different perspective. Thank goodness I have a really good doctor that is very like-minded, and that really helps, you know, with trusting and being seen and being told what's going on, and things, being told of things that, especially farmers, homesteaders. I mean, as she said to me, she said, you don't do what everybody else does. You actually need more things in your medicine cabinet than probably the average beast. No pun intended. So that's helped me out in those regards, but it's got me thinking about all the ways that you can be injured, because if you're trying to take on more of a self-sustainable lifestyle, there are things that are going to happen to you on a farm and a homestead that you've never considered happening, okay? A cow breaking your nose, being punctured in the leg by fencing, being just just totally bam, boom, bit by a rabbit. So these things happen. They happen in the moment you just happen to turn away, or you're in a rush, or you didn't ever think this could ever happen. They do happen. So this is where I'm at. It's probably going to take a couple of weeks to heal. I'm monitoring it, taking good care of it. I feel pretty good. But you know, anytime you have something like this happens, it kind of pulls you down. So I've been able to slow down a little bit, focus on a few things, and we've gotten a lot done. I've got a lot of help right now. So we are actually ahead of schedule. And hopefully tomorrow we're getting rain, because if you're wondering, no, we never got any rain. Zero. We have a lot of cool things on the homestead right now, a lot of new additions. I've put up some pictures on my community page. We'll talk about that maybe on the next video. I'm trying to keep this one a little bit shorter. So I just want to let you know I'm doing okay. I know this is a disgusting video. If you didn't know that about bucks, that's what they do. And they're not interested in the wethers. They're interested in the girls. And he's very proud to say, Mom, thank you for all these girlfriends. So it's just the way the cookie crumbles, guys. But I am doing great. Thank you so much for checking on me. But take care of yourself, okay? And understand that these things happen. Things are going to happen that you have never, ever seen, never thought of or considered. And especially, you may not have the items that you think you may need to help you or to help someone on your farm. Just saying. Like, subscribe, and share. More videos coming your way. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting great weather and your crops are coming in. Everything here is doing wonderful. It's because we have worked for it, and we are continuing to. Like I said, God's got us, you know, God's got it. Definitely got it. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for your comments and all the wonderful support. And I'm trying to get away. We've got a distraction. And no, I'm not FBI. I am fry bread inspector. We'll see you on the next video. Hey, buddy.